How to Train Your Useless Dragon by Mika Crispy on AO3. Chapter 15. How to Help Out Your Dragon. Mina is in a pickle. Things really got out of hand, and now she will have to be smart to make things work out. Her situation is very delicate right now, and everything started when Izuku vanished. You see, it wasn't so uncommon for Izuku to vanish, since everyone around their age got into one of the parties hunting, fishing, patrolling, and whatnot. The little dragon started feeling left behind. She knows that this was hurting him. Izuku is a very sensible dragon, and he can't keep his feelings out of his thoughts. So she looked the other way from his little adventures. It couldn't be that bad. He usually stuck around the archipelago, exploring some lesser-known small islands. The patrol party is the one in charge of keeping every dragon safe. And as Izuku was about Mina's age, and one of her friends, the other dragons of the party gave her the responsibility of keeping an eye on him. And she did. She promised she did. He was not doing anything that would raise any flags. He studied plants and animals, tried using his teeth, things like that. It seemed excessive to keep watching him every day. Izuku is a smart dragon who wouldn't take an unreasonable risk, and he always came back at the end of the day. Mina thinks Shoto's and the others overprotective of Izuku would be more harm than good for the boy. She knows they care. Izuku is very precious to every one of their friends, but they're all smothering him. He may look like a whelpling, but Izuku is a young adult just like them. So, she looked the other way sometimes, and let her friend be free. And then he didn't come back. The first day he didn't come back to sleep with his mother, Ochako was already ready to scout each island and sea. It was Inko herself that said Izuku should be fine. He sometimes lost track of time doing things, but he certainly would be back soon. On the second day, Tenya said they should look for him, and began annoying everyone with that. On the third day, things got really out of hand. Should have confessed he and Izuku had an argument the day he disappeared. Ochako was livid. There was a big fight. Mina hated having to get in the middle of some of her best friends while they were trying to rip each other a new one. Ochako was still saying it was all Shoto's fault, and that Izuku would never come back. Shoto was saying this was all Ochako's fault because she was Izuku's best friend, and she should have warned him sooner about flying away alone. Tenya got involved, saying that unless the elders had said otherwise, Izuku had the right to explore the archipelago. Then somehow, they all found out Mina was told to keep an eye on him, and they all started screaming into each other's heads. It was awful. That is when she got tired of waiting around and hoping her friends wouldn't kill each other, and flew away to find Izuku. It took her 2 days until she heard him calling on a human contentment. She didn't have words to explain how relieved she was to see her friend safe and unharmed. Mina was so happy to find Izuku, it was like the whole world was out of place without him. What that little green dragon didn't understand is that he may not be part of any party, but he's a fundamental part of all of them. Izuku is the kindest and warmest of them all. He brings their little community together. It breaks their hearts to see him so sad because he can't hunt. Well, he can't see. He is the one who brings harmony to so many strong-headed dragons. But then, after checking on the clear injury on his wing, she was talking to Izuku about bringing him back home. Izuku said he wouldn't come back home. Well, too bad, little fella, Mina thought to him, because you're going to. And Izuku stood his ground again, and Mina, brave and stubborn as she was, had never seen him before. Before Mina could understand where the new bullheadedness had come from, 2 humans showed up swinging their weapons against them. Her instincts kicked away instantly. She couldn't allow her friend to get killed by those pesky little boys. Mina attacked fiercely just to be stopped by Izuku. That was so unexpected that Mina instantly froze in place. Izuku fighting her. Little Izuku, everybody's sweetheart, who couldn't even hurt the mice who invaded his cave, fighting Mina for 2 human boys. And as if things couldn't get any weirder, Izuku said the boys are his friends, that they are precious to him. Izuku tried to quickly explain that He met them several moons ago, that they're friends, and that they're helping him, that he got hurt on accident, and that the humans are taking care of him, and the village is great and everyone is so nice to him, and that the food is amazing. Did Mina know about cooked food? Because it was great, and she really should eat pies, but they're not easy, and the whole easy as pie expression is really misleading, and the flood of information that comes from their mental link makes Mina dizzy. She couldn't understand all of it, but she understood that Izuku would not stand idly and let her get rid of the humans. And the humans were trying to protect Izuku from her. They looked a little stupid, but to Mina, all humans looked a little stupid. But Izuku guaranteed that they were really nice, and not that stupid for something. Most dragons would dismiss Izuku's claims, overpower the small dragon, kill the humans, and drag him home. But Mina isn't most dragons. She had been following the human boats for quite some time, and even though she doesn't think they are a bit slow on uptake, Mina found out humans aren't as mean and evil as dragons are taught. They deeply cared about one another. They were funny. They told tales about their mates and younglings to their friends. They were basically just like dragons, just without the magic and the weird need to cover their bodies in clothes. And Izuku looked so happy amongst these two boys. The redhead one is gentle and funny, making Mina feel warmed from the start. The blonde one is feisty and explosive, but so protective of Izuku, he could give Ochako a good fight. They seemed really nice, and Mina had never seen Izuku so confident and lively. So she just accepted his suggestion. It was a decision that could get her banished from the archipelago if anyone ever found out. But she just couldn't break Izuku's heart like that. Now she has to find a way of telling the other dragons that she found Izuku but left him behind. Alright, Mina, you can do it. None of these other dragons can win against her in a direct fight, so she will be fine. Most likely. Probably. If they don't realize they can fight together to take her down, oh fuck. They wouldn't do that, would they? They are all friends. They know Mina cares for Izuku as much as everyone else. The pink dragon gathers her belongings before reaching the beach. As she gets closer to their island, she can see way more dragons than expected to wait for her. Ochako, Tenya, and Shota were a given, but Tsu, Hyuga, and Atoshi were also there. Well, Tsu might be on her side, right? She and the water dragon have always been very close. And Yagia is not aggressive at all. Mina can't imagine the dragon who is obsessed with shiny pebbles and shells trying to fight her. Hitoshi, however, was a whole different story. Mina would have to be extra smart not to fall into his grasp. Now that's a big crowd waiting for me, Mina thinks as she lands on the beach. Have you found him? Ochako's desperate thoughts drowned everyone else's greetings. Ochako, please lower your tone, Tenya responds. I found him. He is alive, and he is fine. Mina thinks clearly to all of them. Why haven't you brought him back? Shota asked. Is he alright? Does he have food? Water? Where is he? Tell me, Mina! Ochako pleads. Is Izuku hurt somehow? Tsu's questioned quietly, her voice barely reaching Mina's thoughts. He is hurt, but that is not the only reason I haven't brought him back, Mina explains. Then tell us now where he is so we can go rescue him. Tenya interrupts her. Where is he, Mina? Ochako stomps her feet on the ground. Can we even believe you? You haven't brought back any proof that you saw him. Hitoshi instigates. Feeling fed up with their demands, Mina roars loudly, using all her size to get the other dragons to shut up. She doesn't like to use the fact that she is much bigger and stronger than all her friends to make them quiet down and submit, but they are really trying her today. That is enough! I didn't bring him back because Izuku didn't want to come. You've all been driving him crazy. You all knew how sad he was and haven't done anything to help. But Ochako tries. No! What we think is best for him is not what makes him happy. He went to try and learn how to control his quirk on his own, and it backfired. His wings are healing, but he's otherwise fine. I just came to tell you guys not to worry. Tomorrow morning, I'll go to him again, and I will stay with him until he feels good enough to come home. And you guys are not going to follow me. Have I made myself clear? She hears grumbles of acceptance at her outburst from everyone except Ochako. Ochako? I want him back now. The smaller dragon whines. Well, what you want is not in discussion now. I'm doing what Izuku wants for a change. Mina says harshly to her. Please tell him we really miss him and we're sorry, my darling. Yuga says kindly, his up high twinkling in the dust light. Tell Izuku I miss swimming with him. Sue asks, and walks away with Yuga. Shota gets close to Mina and whispers to her quietly. Tell him I apologize properly when he returns. Before leaving, Tenya is scenting Ochako, trying to get the girl to stop crying. Mina looks at them with weight in her heart. She hates watching her friends suffer. Ochako, the girl calls softly. I know he has been unhappy, but I just want him to be safe. I can't lose him, Mina. Ochako whimpers. You aren't going to lose him. He loves you just as much as you love him. When he returns, the two of you will work this out. Mina soothes her. Please do bring him back soon, Mina. Tenya pleads, as he takes Ochako away too. Hitoshi doesn't send any thoughts before leaving, but he looks deeply into Mina's eyes with a calculating expression. She knows he is much harder to throw off for a loop than her other friends, and he has a very close relationship with Izuku. Mina can't help but feel a little wary as the violet dragon walks away. Next morning, bright and early, Mina talked to a few of her companions in the patrol party that she will be away for a while, then took off flying to the human contentment. Honestly, Mina was excited. With the fear of Izuku being hurt and the anxiety of talking to the other dragons past, she was left with the knowledge that she would get to know humans up close. She had been watching them from afar for too long. It would be nice to actually talk to them directly instead of practicing on her own. And those human boys seemed to be nice. Izuku said they were, and the blonde might be a little prickly, but the redhead was very warm and friendly. The feisty blonde appeared to be very attached to Izuku, but Mina guessed that is Izuku's special power after all. He makes everyone feel close to him instantly. Mina dives in and crosses a good chunk of the way underwater to not be seen by the boats. She usually follows around. She won't hear their tales today, but with any luck, when she returns, she will be able to understand their stories like she never could have before. She is anxious to see everything she can learn about humans. Izuku said they aren't teaching him. She is anxious to see everything she could learn about humans. Izuku said they're even teaching him how to read. May never understood the humans' fascination with those little books of theirs until a day when the fishers weren't biting and the winds were dead. One of the fishermen took a book out and read it to his peers. It was the most beautiful story about a princess trapped on top of a tower, sleeping an enchanted sleep while being guarded by a dragon. The dragon obeyed an evil witch and killed everyone who dared to get close to the castle, until one day another princess came and killed the witch, breaking the spell that kept the first princess sleeping. The book didn't say what happened to the dragon, but Mina likes to think he got away from the evil witch's bindings magic too. That day when Mina returned home, she told everything she heard to the older dragons in her party. She wanted to know if there was a way to check on that poor dragon who suffered so much in the witch's hands. However, Nomuri told her that humans' books safeguarded stories forever, and that may have happened centuries ago. Centuries! And Mina had the chance to hear about it. Books are really incredible. Maybe Mina can get Kirishima to teach her more about books. Would he read a book to her if she asked? He already offered to give her pies, so maybe she can try asking him for a story. When Mina sees the mountaintop where she left the boy yesterday, the three of them are already waiting. Izuku and Kirishima wave their hands at her while Bakugo has his arms crossed in a closed-off expression. She shifts to her human form as soon as she touches the ground. Mina, you came back. Izuku greets her happily. Of course, I said I would. She nuzzles her friend, who wraps his arms around her like she saw humans do on boats. I missed you, gorgeous. The redhead blinks his eyes weirdly at her. Maybe he has a speck of dust in it? And what now? We have a fucking pink girl to hide now. And my parents are already on my case. No way I can sneak her in my bedroom. Bakugo yells. Calm down, Kachan. Mina can stay with Kirishima, Izuku says, petting the boy's blonde hair. What? Kirishima's face goes as red as his hair. Humans have the funniest reactions. Are you crazy, Izuku? We can't do that. Why not? Because she's a girl. Kirishima moves his arms wildly in Mina's direction, trying to make his point. Really? That's the fucking issue? Not the fact that the girl is fucking pink? Bakugo yells angrily. But you know what? I don't care. You're the one insisting for her to return. You deal with the dragon now. Come on, Baku. I can't have a girl in my room. What would I tell my mom? You mean after you explain to her why the girl has horns, black eyes, and pink skin. We can just say he has a skin condition, dude. The condition being she is fucking pink? Mina gets tired of their pointless bickering and looks at Izuku, who just shrugs at her. Humans have a very narrow idea of how someone can look like. It's like those birds who have only one color. Mina rolls her eyes. Alright, but just because the boys fighting is getting on my nerves. And with that, Mina forces her magic on her skin, trying to make it as close to the human color as she can. It's tricky. The whole human transformation is not very easy if you try to stray away from your brain's determined idea of what you should look like in that form. But she managed to. Kind of. Her skin goes much lighter. It's still a shade of pink, but now it can pass as almost normal human skin. But the horns don't budge. She supposes her friend refuses to accept Mina would be Mina without horns. She gives a tentative smile to Izuku, who just beams at her. Much easier to blend in. Now we can just... And he fixes her hair to hide most of her horns. Kachan, Kiri, what do you guys think? Bakugo huffs. She's still pink. But in the right light, I think we could get away with it. Izuku pouts and crosses his arms. And if we can't take Mina, I'm gonna stay here with her. Yeah, whatever. We can try to sneak her in like that. Let's just say the truth. She came from your village to check up on you. And she is staying with Kirishima because there isn't space in my house anymore. But bro, Kirishima pleads, looking terrified between Mina and Bakugo. No fucking buts, shitty hair. This is your dragon now. You take care of her. The blonde boy yells. I like his hair, Mina says, and Kirishima's face goes even redder. Izuku grabs her hand and pulls her to walk. Let's go. We need to show the village to Mina. It's gonna be so fun. Mina has never seen Izuku smile so happily and talking so excitedly, so she smiles back at him as they walk down the mountain. The two Viking boys follow them, one looking annoyed, the other terrified. I love how literally nobody's worried about that her skin was pink except Bakugo. Literally, like Kirishima was worried about having to explain why a girl would need to be at his house, and not about the fact that she's pink, has black eyes, and horns. Like, that just flew over his head. I love that. I love this fanfic. This fanfic is super cute, super nice. I love it. I'm also really loving my new schedule. Before, I was drowning a little in my schedule, as you could tell, because sometimes I would post late, sometimes I just wouldn't post at all. I was starting to drown a little. not necessarily burnt out, but I wasn't being able to keep up with the pace. And I was heavily debating on reducing the amount of videos I would produce. So basically I was thinking about cutting one series short. Like as soon as one series ends, I would just not continue that, and I would just go on the regular and just not continue that one series and just have 3 series instead of 4. Um, but then I developed this new schedule, which I very much appreciate. It was very, very hard to set up to begin with, but I'm currently 1 day ahead, which is not a lot. Obviously, it's 1 day, but it makes a difference because the thing is, I can record 4 episodes a day. My problem lies on being able to record them on time for them to be posted. So I can't be recording them the day of. So I think I'm going to go starting to be slowly but surely I'm going to go from 1 day ahead to 2 days ahead to 3 days ahead, all the way till I'm a month ahead. Once I'm a month ahead, I think I'm going to start piling on more projects and more stuff like that. And with stuff like that, it will give me so much more free time to do other stuff with the channel, other cool videos, other cool projects, more streams, maybe even finally write the Streamiverse into a fanfic, finish the Backrooms fanfic that we're thinking about writing, or not thinking about, but planning on writing, a bunch of stuff and like things like that. But yeah, this fanfic is definitely very funny, very nice. It's definitely a crack fic, and it's very much of a you sit here, you listen, you turn off your brain, and you relax. So yeah, as always, my brain jobs, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Join our community Discord server, link is in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.